compassion.
Choose compassion.
Hello, Kaivegans! Salamat po sa pagsubaybay sa aming palabas. Ang co-host ko ngayon ay si Anne-Marie. So you might have seen Anne-Marie from the last episode. She's also known as Meat Free Athlete.
On all social media, I am Meat Free Athlete, and you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, or go to meatfreeathlete.com. And any of my vegan shirts or jewelry you can get from shirtactivism.com.
Okay, I'll follow you right now.
You should already be following.
Yeah, just kidding. Okay, well, let's roll the daily beats. What is that?
Meatball. It's too hard to get. I love it.
Why do you love it?
Because I love meatballs. It's delicious. It's good. It's a little spicy, but I like that. It's good.
How would you describe the food to a friend?
Delicious. I want to eat more of it.
Would you have it for dinner?
Yes. Yes, I would.
So what is that?
I think it's a chicken nugget.
You want to try it?
Yummy. Ah, ketchup. It's good. So good when I mix it up. I give it a thumbs up.
What do you think?
He's really good.
What do you like about it?
The inside, the chicken part. I would describe it delicious and my favorite chicken nugget ever.
What is that?
Mini hamburger. Oh, God!
What do you think of it?
A really good hamburger.
How would you describe that food to a friend?
Yummy and too ketchup-y.
So all the food you just ate was vegetarian.
Wow.
All of the food you just ate was vegetarian. What do you think about that?
I think that's new for me.
So all of the foods that you just ate were actually vegetarian.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I don't even know what the word vegetarian means.
It means they're not made out of animals.
Well, then that's a good thing.
Why is that?
Because I don't want to eat the animals. I like no animals in my food.
Hey guys, welcome back. So for our featured Kaivegan, we have Dr. Pamela Holden, who is a vegan dietitian. She also has a PhD on nutrition. Hello. Tell us about your story.
Well, I've been vegan for around 5 years now, and
Nice.
yeah, and I was vegetarian for quite a while before that. But you know, when I was vegetarian, it wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't really connected to the movement. I wasn't really. It wasn't such a deep identity piece for me, I think. And I had become vegetarian in college because I read Diet for a Small Planet and believed that it was better for the environment, and also that we would be able to do a better job of feeding the world and addressing world hunger if we all became vegetarian. So I was motivated by that. But I didn't really connect to community, and it was difficult to stay on track, you know? And then eventually, through my studies in nutrition, because I am a dietitian, and I became convinced about the health benefits of not only a vegetarian, but I came to realize the importance of a plant-based diet, a whole foods plant-based diet, and I became vegan. And then through being vegan and really starting to connect to the community and to understand it better, I came to understand the other strands of veganism better as well. So not only the health benefits, but also the environmental benefits and the importance of respecting and valuing animals. And so, now I'm vegan for all three of those reasons. And
awesome.
yeah, and, I have a private practice as a dietitian in Toronto in the Kensington Market area. And I love that. I love that work. And a lot of my clients are vegan or vegetarian, but lots of them aren't too. But I always try to bring people along. Some of my clients do transition to being fully vegan, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But
Great.
even if they're not ready to do that, I help them to take a step closer to it. Yeah.
Right. What was the hardest part about being vegan or transitioning from a vegetarian?
It was cheese, I have to say.
It was clouding your judgment.
It was. I was an addict. But what I did, first I said, okay, I'm going to be vegan for a month and I'm going to see how I feel. And I was like, oh, this is actually easy. It's not hard.
Yeah.
But then it started to creep back in, missing cheese, that kind of thing. So I told myself, okay, I'll have vegetarian Fridays. So I was vegan, except for a Friday. And on Friday I would have cheese, usually in the form of pizza. And so I did that for a while, probably just like a month or two. And then I started to realize, I don't really care about having cheese this week, maybe next week. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? I don't really need this anymore. And that probably only took about 6 weeks, something like that. And I think our taste buds really can change, which is an amazing thing. And so you just need to, for me anyway, take the pressure off of yourself, open up to the possibility that, a healthier, happier, cruelty-free diet can really sustain you and make you feel so good. And I think when you walk through that door, things will open up for you and it will be fine. But don't try to force yourself and feel like you're deprived. For me, actually, the transition was pretty easy. And now every once in a while, I do have vegan pizza and it's super tasty. I love it now.
Oh, nice. Well, let's talk about health tips.
Yes.
So we're talking about deprivation, so we're talking about deficiencies here.
Yeah, and so like a lot of times I know you're really active and I'm active as well. A lot of questions.
And you're active too, I'm sure.
I'm active on Instagram.
That works. And yeah, so like not only we get the question about the protein a lot, which is understandable, but also with iron. What could you share with people just to let them know maybe the importance of iron and maybe give them some tips about how to get the best absorption?
Absolutely, you're completely right. We do get that question about protein, but protein is not a concern. I'm sure, if we just think about it, we don't know anyone with a protein deficiency.
No, it's so true. Yeah.
But I do know, I've had clients, particularly women who do have an iron deficiency.
Yes.
And I've seen it among people who are vegetarian or vegan and also among omnivores. Actually, iron deficiency is the most common nutrient deficiency in Canada. So, absolutely. It can happen, but it's not something to panic about. And there are lots of amazing, wonderful sources of iron on a vegan diet. You definitely don't need to resort to animal products to get your iron. There are two types of iron. There's heme iron and non-heme iron. All plant-based foods contain non-heme iron. And people seem to sort of think that that's inferior, but actually, even among omnivores, most of the iron they eat is non-heme iron. And even animal foods contain non-heme iron. So it's not, most of us are getting most of our iron from non-heme sources. So it's not inferior. We can maximize the absorption of non-heme iron using vitamin C, for example. And this is so easy to do. Great sources of iron on a vegan diet include beans. I mean, beans and lentils are probably the number one great source.
So good, yep.
And anytime I make black beans, I always squeeze lime in. It's just a really natural pairing. Or you make hummus, of course, you add lemon. So again, a natural pairing. Or you make a nice big vegan chili, add in some, red peppers, that kind of thing. And, absolutely, we don't need to panic. If you find out that you are low in iron, particularly for women of childbearing age who are really active, this can happen. It can be worthwhile to try. You can try with whole foods for a while, but it can be worthwhile to just, for a period of time, have a vegan iron supplement until you're not iron deficient anymore, and then just go back to maintaining your good iron status with whole foods.
What about dark chocolate? I heard
Yes.
it's a good source of iron, because I love chocolate.
Where's the chocolate?
So great news, dark chocolate is a good source of iron. And so we can enjoy dark chocolate as part of our plan of increasing our iron stores. But we do have to be a little bit careful. There are some compounds in chocolate, in tea, and in coffee that can inhibit iron absorption. They don't completely block it, but they do limit it a bit. So don't rely only on dark chocolate as your only source of iron.
Sad face. So we're going to be discussing about raising kids as vegans.
And I've got 4 of them.
Woo! You a hot mama.
Yeah, and you know, we slowly and gradually transitioned our kids to a vegan diet. And I really believe, from my philosophy, and I know different people are going to have different ideas, but I believe in winning hearts and minds and in really respecting my kids and having them have control about their food and their choices. And I want them to understand the reasons why their dad and I are vegan and why that's important to them, to us, and then help that become important to them too. And that has really worked well for us. So we introduce the food, and they always love the food, and we, help them to change their taste buds by slowly introducing fresh foods. Smoothies were great with kids. They love being able to add their own ingredients, and absolutely. And I love to bake with my kids, and so I think having the kids be involved in the shopping and the cooking, they see the fresh food. And they get inspired by it. But we also talk to our kids about animals, about respecting animals, about the environment. And every kid can identify with those things. Kids love animals and they don't want to hurt animals. And kids value the earth and they want to respect the earth too. So kids don't always identify with health. It's like, I'm good too. Eat these, it's healthy. They're like, So, but we really want our kids to identify with it for themselves and not just us forcing them.
So with speaking on the health tip there, like, it is healthy though for kids to be vegan, right? Like that's
absolutely.
It's good. Like let people know how you put that into practice with your kids, because I know a lot of people get concerned when they hear vegan children and then they think, well, they're not getting what they need to grow. But that's absolutely false. But if you could just share some of your knowledge.
Kids are, if they saw my kids, they are growing like weeds. Like honestly, and speaking as a dietitian, vegan diets can be healthy and safe for everyone at every age. And there's no healthier way actually to raise your kids than to raise them on a vegan diet and to be setting them up for a lifetime of choosing high fiber, whole foods, lots of beans, lots of grains, lots of veggies, lots of fruits, and really developing a taste for those things and having the skills in the kitchen to be able to prepare those things and understand how that works. That's just giving them a gift for health for their whole life.
Absolutely.
They've shown that even in very young childhood on a standard American diet, some children are already showing signs of getting plaque in their arteries, even children under the age of 5. So that's an unhealthy diet. A vegan diet is actually a very healthy diet for young children. It's worth speaking with a dietitian and getting more details if you are thinking of raising your children vegan. It's good to have some support, but absolutely it can be a very healthy way to raise your kids.
How do your kids deal with that situation of being asked why they're vegans in school?
Yeah, my kids actually are little advocates for veganism, you know.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful, you know. They're the vegans of the future, hopefully in the movement, you know. And they'll say that they don't want to hurt animals, and my kids will like get their friends to try tofu and stuff like that, you know. So it really is something that they don't mind talking about, they're comfortable with, and yeah.
I love that. Well, speaking of kids going vegan, let's take a look at our Annie Matters.
Did you know that you can save more than 100 animals every year by going vegan? It's true.
All animals get scared, feel pain, and want to be happy.
They shouldn't have to die just for us to eat.
And they don't have to.
90% of meat comes from animals raised on factory farms, which is nothing like old McDonald's farm.
Chickens live in cages so small that they can't even spread their wings.
They have their beaks cut off when they're just little chicks.
Baby boy cows are sold to be raised for meat.
The girl cows will end up like their moms and have their babies taken away from them, just for milk. You don't need meat, milk, or eggs. You can get everything you need from plants. Yummy vegan meals help you grow up strong and healthy.
Chickens are not nuggets.
Pigs aren't bacon. How is eating a cow or a pig any different than eating your dog or your cat? It's not.
It's easy. If you love animals, stop eating them.
Go vegan!
Do you have a website or a place where people can contact you in case they need advice?
Yes, so my website is pamelaferguson.com, and they can also find me on Facebook at Dr. Pamela RD, and on Instagram at drpamela.rd.
Okay, well, guys, it's time to say goodbye, and I hope to see you guys next time. And as always, choose compassion.